You know, there are days where I think I might be going overkill with some things, and today is definitely one of those days. 32 new locomotives and 80 new freight cars. Yeah, today I really did overdo it a little bit. Hello everyone, I'm Kibitz and welcome back to Satisfactory, where last time we traveled the world and gathered tons of hard drives. And now finally have every alternate recipe unlocked. And with all the alternate recipes, I was finally able to make the final production chain for our turbo motor factory. And oh my god, I really hope you guys like trains, because we need like 3 times as many going across the map to gather all the materials we need. It's quite literally insane. Because when calculating all the numbers for our new turbo motor project here, the main kind of thing I needed to work around was oil. Because we're kind of running out of oil in the entire world, so I really needed to take account for that. Everything else though, we could make it work. But we're gonna need a lot of trains. Anyway though, for figuring out this entire production chain, all it really came down to were the circuit boards mainly. Because the circuit boards use a ton of rubber. The rubber is used in all of our crystal computers here. And then I also had to take into account creating the radio control units, which need 60 rubber per minute, which is pretty dang thirsty, but nothing compared to the turbo motors themselves, which need 75 rubber per minute. So like, oh, we are literally sucking the world dry here. The good news is though, we have all the oil we need at base. I just have to make a couple more refineries here and there, and we'll be good for that. We'll be good for that. What we're not good on is everything else, especially iron. So we have a really special alternate recipe that allows us to use just iron ingots, I think, for wire. Iron wire. So it uses 2 iron ingots for 67.5 wire per minute. So with that, basically, we're just gonna need more quartz, more bauxite, and everything else is just iron. And since every single machine you see before you represents an entire production chain, or even like a beast level machine, yeah, our iron need is going to be substantial. Like, honestly, I think we might need 10,000 iron ore, if not more. And luckily, I know where the highest concentration of iron is on the map. So we are going to need to make a train line down into this desert here. There are like 13 pure nodes of iron in this area, and we pretty much need them all. So we gotta bring a train out there. And like, we already have one train that kind of makes it about halfway to about this point. But not only will we be filling up the rest of this train with iron, we need a whole nother train running in parallel all the way out here as well. That'll be solely dedicated to iron. That's how crazy we're going with this. And luckily for us though, we were kind of planning ahead when we started this line, because we always knew we're gonna bring it out into the desert area. I just didn't expect we're gonna bring like 2 trains. Perhaps even 3, I don't know. But for now, we're just gonna extend this one line just through there, so we kind of have to have a path made. And right now, things are looking pretty good. So the train station's right here. I've already made it go around in a little loop here. And we're gonna be bringing it up this hill, just straight ahead. Oh yeah, and I should just mention, any iron node we pass, just assume we're getting it too. Like, we're not leaving any behind. Trust me. Just, I already know we're gonna need more. Always more. Okay though, now that we have our little incline done, now we really gotta figure out what to do here. So, there's a couple things we're gonna need. We're obviously going to need the iron. We already know where we're going for that. But we're gonna need quite a bit more quartz as well, and more bauxite. So, all of the bauxite right now, I think is up in the cliffs over there. And that's a little rough for us, because that means we'd have to bring a train track up a massive, massive incline all the way up there, and that would be honestly ridiculous. But our other option, though, is doing something like this instead. So what I've done here, this was before we had automated bauxite, is I've just been kind of scavenging a little bit of bauxite from one node. I set up a coal power plant up there as well, and then just brought all of the bauxite down here into these bins. And then as I was working on the nuclear factory, just over here, the nuclear fuel rod factory that is, I just carried some back with me whenever I needed to go back to base. But now, we could use this concept for our trains instead. So we'd have like an entire huge train station right in here, and it could just stop here. And then we could have another whole train system up in the cliff area. And yeah, the train up there would drop all of the bauxite down into the train system on this level, and then we're just off to the races. GGEZ. Still a lot of work involved with that though, but a very solid plan, I'd say. Oh, and if you're wondering what's up with this cave, this actually goes to our uranium node, which is, where is it? Somewhere right in here, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a really big cave. Goes through the whole mountain area. Speaking of though, I didn't really know this continued any further. So this is obviously one of the main highways in the game. If you're building stuff on the ground, let's just follow this and see where it leads. Path up to the left there, or we can go straight. Now things start to get a little bit more claustrophobic. Through this little tunnel here? Okay, yeah. Initially, I was considering that we could use this tunnel for like a train, but a little too tight. But it does get you through the entire cliffs area, which is handy, but yeah, we need like so many trains moving and grooving that it won't do. Oh my goodness, and finally we're back at the train tracks here. Right on. So that quick adventure has taught me one thing. This area is a mess. An absolute horrific mess. Not train friendly in the slightest. However, you know what? Even after a quick review of the land, I think we only have one option. So our train is about where I am. We're gonna have to take a hard 90-degree turn, go through whatever this is, cut in between these trees, or even around these trees, I'm not sure, and go right through here. And we're just barely gonna make it out to the other side alive. And it's definitely gonna be a big mess. Okay, yeah, on closer inspection actually, this whole area, it's not gonna work. There's no way. I'd have to bring the train up to the same level as these trees here, and that's ridiculous. So I think we're just gonna go around this entire biome. So what the plan is now, I guess, is we'll go up through here, go over this way, and then kind of turn to the right, turn to the left, and then scoot over this waterfall here, and just along the cliffside next to our nuclear facility, and kind of skirt our way through to the other biome. Because this is just a minefield of trees and horrors and, like stuff I do not even want to front with. And you know, if we're just going around that entire biome, I'm thinking now we just build our trains on this existing highway. So initially, the entire purpose of this was to bring our nuclear fuel rods to the actual nuclear power plants. But at this point, yeah, we got a lot of space off to the right. We can build more train tracks above. And then once we're at the nuclear power plant, we just hang a left and scoot around the biome. And I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. Because this whole plan, yeah, no, that's not working out. We'll leave the little hill there because we'll still do the train system on the cliffs. But as for getting to the iron, we're gonna use this highway. Ooh, and check out this spicy sauce. But we can just make a little angled platform here. And look at this, if we go straight forward, We're gonna pass right over the waterfall on our left, and then we'll see the nuclear power plants on our right. It's gonna look so cinematic. Then we just move this way, skirt over here, and we're good, baby. Oh yeah, but this was clearly the right decision. Oh my gosh, like look at this. Look at the waterfall, the nuclear plant. Oh, this is perfect. I can't believe I didn't think of this first. What a good plan. Then we'll be able to put like a major pillar right here with the cliff. Ooh, that looks cool too. Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud. And most importantly, we have a quick way over to the nuclear waste storage in case we ever have problems there. Oh my goodness, and check out how close we get with this track. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow, it's actually perfect. And now we are only a few platforms away from our final destination, the desert. The beautiful, beautiful desert, full of all the iron we're gonna need. Hopefully. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but this happens to go over a pretty interesting area of the map. Because right beneath us are 6 normal quartz nodes. So there's 3 there and 3 right nearby. Oh yeah, the 3 other nodes are just right over here. So 3 here, 3 right down there, and we'll be set on quartz forever. Anyway though, now we're off to the next phase, which is going to be making our new train station. And I think the easy answer here is just to quite literally plop it down right in the middle of the desert, then set up a ton of trucks to go and fetch all the stuff we need. Only nasty part now is building this horrendous downward slope here just to get down to lower ground because, oh, it's not a good time. Oh boy though, now the slope is done, that's it. Pretty much we're leveling off, we're making our train stop and truck station stuff all right here, and we're good. That is definitely the hard part done here. Quite a wild ride though, I have to say, like from here to up here, skirts here, and then all the way over here. Initially, I just wanted to come up to this point and then just go straight, but whew, things change as things get built, my goodness. But it's built now. That is by far the most difficult part dealt with. Now we just have to deal with the extremely tedious and time-consuming part of expanding this track. Because my whole plan with this is I think I want to make this a loop with like 4 mega trains or something like that, just constantly running around it. Like the thing is, we have 6 normal quartz nodes around here, and we have the 13 or so pure iron nodes out in the desert. So it's either we have, goodness gracious, like 4 different train stops here with 4 different trains going back and forth, or 1 massive train, or a couple massive trains, going around 1 big loop. And I'm thinking the loop would be a little bit easier. And the whole loop system shouldn't be too difficult to implement either. So that's good too. And oh my gosh, but we're finally done. Oh, let me tell you guys, this one took a while. This one took a while. But all of the train tracks are in, except for the train going to the station over here, which is fine. We'll get to that another day. But to the iron, we're all good. Oh my goodness though. Things got very, very spicy with this project. So first off, let's kind of check out the rest of the infrastructure. Come back! That was close. So down here, we have the 3 train lines now. And oh man, how fast can we go down this hill? 160? That's nothing crazy. 180? 189. Okay, but yeah, the train tracks all come down here, zoom around here, and then on this bridge, I switched everything to a double-decker design. So my train run it underneath with the belts, and then there'll be another train on top running in the opposite direction. Then I had to fix up this tower over here, which was not a big deal. Add in some more lines here, which all worked out. And this gets us back to base. So, just a lot of work. Just straight up a lot of work. Okay, now let's settle down here, because we are not done yet. So, I have a big plan for this. This is gonna be the most insanely large train in the world. Probably twice as big as all of the other trains so far. Because you know how I was saying I wanted this to be a loop? Well, it's a vertical loop. So the train will end up going out this way and end up coming back on the underneath rail here. And underneath, it goes right under the station and then loops over to way, way, way back there. So that will be like the end of the station, and this will be the front of the station. And I have made plenty of room because this train is going to have an insane amount of freight cars, like 25, 24, something like that. And in contrast, our other trains have about 12 or 13 each. So this train is gonna be about twice as big as the others. And it's all just for iron, which is probably the craziest part. So let's start to put this bad boy together. I'm gonna start with 25 freight cars and see how it goes, because we have one last huge hurdle to kind of work around here. And that is the incline after this train station. Because this train is massive. Absolutely massive. And trains can have a bit of trouble with inclines when they get this big. So we have 3 locomotives per side, 25 freight cars. We just have to see if we can make it. Clearly, I don't think we can. Because you see, we're slowing down at like an exponential rate here. And when the trains are driving themselves, they drive a lot slower than me. So I guess we're gonna need 4 locomotives per side, and then maybe we'll be okay. And actually, you know what? Just for safety here, we're gonna add on 2 more locomotives for each side. And then well, yeah. This has to be good enough to get up the incline. So if we can make it up the hill now, we should be fine. If not, I don't know if it'll be possible to actually make it. Like, we could man, yeah, if 5 locomotives don't work, I don't even know, brother. So we're just looking at the speed, and it's going down. Oh, that's real bad. So since the speed was going down, that means the engines weren't strong enough to make it up the hill. So I guess I'm gonna try 6 locomotives on this train, and if that doesn't work, we're just gonna throw it to the wind, automate it, and hope it actually works. And that hopefully I'm just wrong on something. Okay, but 6 locomotives. This has to work. It simply must. Okay, let's give her a go. All right, off to a good start though. We are still speeding up. Still speeding up, 106. We're solid. 105. Oh no, 4, 3, 2. Okay, you know what? But once we get to the top of the hill though, we're still slowing down a little bit. And now we're going back up. Okay. So you know what? This train should be able to make it up this huge hill. Like, it's gonna slow down a bit. It'll huff and puff, but I think we got it. Alrighty though. Stop, 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 stop. Now we actually have to set up the train station here. So like I said, we have 20. Oh. We have, oh my god. Wait, we have 25 freight cars, and then we have 12 locomotives, so this thing is 37, like, train lengths long. And it's covering... it's covering half the biome's length. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But I do have some bad news here. We're actually gonna have to shrink this train down, because the first locomotive in the line is gonna stop at the station here, meaning we're gonna have to have a bunch of empty stations after it. Ooh, so this is gonna need quite a bit of an adjustment, because this platform stretches all the way to the void essentially, and I don't want to build over the void, nor do I want this platform going past our, what is this, quickwire factory, because I don't think it would look good. So, oh no, all of our testing for naught, because it looks like I have to build the train station here first. Alright guys, well, the new train station is done, and oh my god, I actually cannot believe it. But guess what? Things ended up much, much better than they were gonna be before. So before, we had 25 freight cars and 12 locomotives, right? But guess how many we have now? We have 4 locomotives on each side and 20 freight cars. You get it? 420! Ah! Only the classiest humor here at the ImKibitz channel. Remember to leave a like. I actually couldn't believe it when all was said and done, because I want each side to have 4 locomotives to bring up the 20 freight cars, because you know what? I want to try it out, and I think it'll work. And yeah, and my goodness, at this point, we're gonna make it work, because we are definitely having a 420 train. That is just happening. Simply how it's gonna be. So now, we have to go to the other side of the world here, and set up the next train station. And you know what, actually? This is gonna be a pretty good test for our train here. So, I don't know if it'll be able to get up that incline, but I'm gonna guess, or at least assume, if it can get up half the incline without losing speed, at that point it should be able to get up the rest of the incline before actually sliding back down. And I've slowed my train down to 60 kilometers an hour as well, because it'll likely be at this speed when it actually approaches the incline. And so far so good, we're actually speeding up. 98. 97, 96, but we're just at the top now, so once the entire train is on the incline, we do start to slide a bit, but I think that's still more than enough time to make it up the hill without issue. So I'm gonna say we're good. And there we go, new station is in. Easy peasy stuff. So, the loop's complete as well, so we should just be able to set this guy up. Go to the timetable. Add on Grislaham. It's actually a kind of cool name. And, wait, no. What's the other one? Borgstena. These are some really neat names. I gotta learn myself, what is it, Finnish? Because these names are always based off the towns around their studio. Anyway though, we're moving and grooving. I think that's just because we're sliding down the hill here. But once I get out, things will actually get started. Oh, super quick. On the train names and the stops and all that jazz. Let me know your suggestions, guys, for what we should call the train itself and the 2 stations. And you know, consider that we're going to get like a ton of iron here, so maybe that implies something for the name. Or you know, consider that there's 4 locomotives and 20 freight cars. You know, maybe a thing or 2 there. I don't know. But what I do know is that we should have a working train, baby. Let's just take our first ride here, see how it goes, and see if we can actually get up this incline as well. Because I never really realized it, but this incline is pretty much as bad as the other. So we'll see if the train can make it. I really, really, really hope it does, because I did not plan for this one at all. It's looking like we're pretty good though. Then again, once we actually have like freight in the freight cars, I think they're heavier, so I'm not 100% sure. But we made it up that hill so quickly, it's like, yeah, we should actually be fine. And we are just coming up on the fun part. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's like a roller coaster, man. I can't wait to have actually like all the trains just going up and down here all the time. It's gonna look so awesome. Yeah, we're gonna scoot on down, and then I wonder how the train's gonna go around the corners. Is it gonna go full speed or is it gonna try and stop? It's not trying to stop at all. Oh, we're going full speed, baby. Full force, brother. Oh my gosh, and my frames. My poor frames. Woo, we're good. So then it goes ahead and it goes on the top track here, because as the train's coming back, it's gonna have a full load of stuff and will look way more cool. And then when it's empty, it will be on the bottom track. Oh my gosh, though, we're stopping already? What? That's insane. Really? We're stopping already. That's preemptively for the station that's way over there. This is how far back it needs to start stopping. Dang, brother. Oh, and also I completely forgot, but check out in between the stations. Ooh, there's one of those like 1 meter tall platforms here, and it's all flush. Beautiful, is it not? Absolutely gorgeous. And they added in this 1 meter tall, whatchamacallit, slope ramp. That's it, ramp. So it ramps down to here where we can't actually put the platforms. And I just have a launch belt to launch me to the other side of the train. And we're all good. So now from here, it's gonna stop. It's gonna go around this loop here and to the underground, where it will run underneath the existing train track for a while. Okay, but now we have to hurry and chase that train and make sure it can make it up the incline. Oh, yep, 100% fine. That train ain't stopping for nothing, brother. So now on to the next phase then. And the next phase is more trains. Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. You thought we just have one mega train going around this loop? Oh, no, no, no. We're probably going to have 4, honestly. Lots and lots of trains. It's gonna be wild, because we need these things coming and going all the time. Because over in the desert, way over here, we're gonna be drawing ore from 13-ish iron pure nodes. That's 780 iron per minute, going into the train stops and then into the freight cars. Now the freight cars don't have a lot of space. They cannot handle 780 materials per minute. Well, at least one freight car, because then it has to stop, it has to go to the other side of the map, has to come back. Yeah, like, iron is gonna overload extremely quickly. But if we have a multiple trains constantly stopping and getting iron, I'm hoping that that can keep up with the ore nodes. So yeah, that's why we need 4 trains. Now there is another way we could do this though, and that is we could have 1 train, but we could split up the inputs between 3 of the freight cars. So like with our oil, we have a 780 line going into 3 separate freight cars, and then recombining back over on the factory end, back into the full 780 line. So that way, we can get away with 1 train going across the entire map and back, and the oil platform area doesn't fill up. But the problem with this system is that it takes up a lot of freight cars. Like we have something like 12 freight cars in here being used up by 4 780 oil per minute lines. So yeah, 12 cars for only 4 oil lines, not the best return. Whereas this multi-train loop system will easily be able to handle 13 780 lines. But without further ado, let's set up some more trains, let's get this baby running. Because I was thinking of how to even set this up. And I think I'm just gonna build the 4 trains along the track and then use one of the train stations to get them going. And that way I can ensure that they're all evenly spaced out and that things hopefully work. And there are 2 new trains. So 1 on the outgoing line, 1 on the incoming line. And you know, there are days where I think I might be going overkill with some things, and today is definitely one of those days. 32 new locomotives and 80 new freight cars to gather over 10,000 iron ore? Yeah, today I really did overdo it a little bit. Oh, but at least we're on the final step here. So all we have to do is create all the timetables for the trains here. So I just named them 1, 2, and 3, and oh, I guess I could name this one 4. Just for convenience. Stop moving. Stop. Stop. Thank you. And now we just set up all the timetables for them. So it's pretty simple. Just add the 2 stops. There we go. We just have to do this relatively quickly here. And hopefully everything just works out here, because if not, oh my god, we are in a hyper disaster land. Okay, and there we go. Close that. Next stop. Whatever. Now number 4, what are you doing? Stop. Why are you doing anything? You shouldn't be doing anything. But now you should. It should be saying next stop is something. Right now. It's not saying anything right now. Okay, go, 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 go. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go right now. The next train is coming up, like, immediately after here. Go. Go! Go, you fool! Why? Oh no. This is bad. Wait, did I send some going in the wrong direction? No, this one's coming right now. Why? Just go. Just go. Other direction. Sure, go, 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 go. Please, dude. Please. Like, I'm gonna have to stop the entire system and chase down all these trains, like, in the next 10 seconds here if this does not go. It's gonna be like another hour. Please, just go. Yes! Oh my god. I've been working on this for a long time, guys, and I don't know if I had the mental fortitude to go through another hour of just running across the map. Oh my god. I was honestly about to have a panic attack. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Relax, relax. Now it should be all good. Right? Map work. We have the new train coming in as the other train's leaving. The timing should work out okay. And it's all one loop, so no matter if I entered things wrong, it should still just work out, right? Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. It should. And a quick save now? I have it set to an hour. You know, just giving me time to get a drink of water, you know, just relax. All right. So now we just have to kind of monitor the trains to make sure they all work. Okay, well, I got the trains kind of figured out here. This 4th one, though, might end up being a perpetual issue. But for the most part, I have things pretty spread out. Like, 2 is here. The one behind it is about a train length behind, which is pretty good. 1 is kind of in the middle, so like, they're decently spaced. It could be better, but it works for now. And now we have to do a little bit of testing. So over here, we have one of our iron nodes. Yes, I know it looks a little different, but trust me, it's there. It's just invisible because this area is under heavy development. So, yep, they're all over the place, you just can't see them. And all I want to do here is I want to give them their power shards and stuff, put them onto full power, and see if the trains can keep up with unloading it. So right now, 1,200. Actually, if it's on 200%, does that make the 780? We can just type here too, right? Yes, of course we can. So yeah, 960, okay, so we only need 2 in there. Right on. And now that's going into the line here and right up into the first freight platform. But yeah, I have to make sure it doesn't fill up by the time, what train was that? By the time Locomotive 1 arrives back here, this can't have filled up. Because if this didn't fill up all the way, that means this whole train system is able to handle 780 items per minute per each freight car, which is exactly what we need. Oh, and finally, here comes Locomotive number 1 again. And it's looking like we're gonna be fine. In fact, we have like several hundred iron ore as a buffer, because so long as the mountain here is not more than the freight car can handle, the system all works. And at this point, it's looking like we're good to go. Yeah, it looks like we have about 800-ish iron ore of wiggle room there. But in seeing that, we now know we can reliably transport 780 items per minute per freight car with this train system, which is all I need to know, baby. Because with that knowledge, we now know we can collect all of the 13 pier nodes from this area, which will total to 10,140 iron ore per minute. And that should be good for all of our turbo motors. But anyway, that's gonna be all for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching, but have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.